TDN Africa Media.
Thank you for joining me
wherever you watch me from.
Theophilus Gbenda.
TDN na the station, TDN Africa Media, for news and entertainment.
Inside the program today, we have to look at the GST on mobile money transfer way for the effective on the 14th of September. Rumors of the death of Kamarainba are false. U.S. ambassador for SALONE today. Land protest action on September 17. The APC won the constitutional review process for halts in the best interest of the country. Its large annual general meeting kicks off in Kamarainba today. Disaster in local hills and passengers in one taxi, some of them again for lost their life. All this and more in the headlines on the front page of the newspaper. Continue to stay with me.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Diana, for introducing the issues that we're going to talk about. I will go straight to the newspapers in front of us. I start with the C4D media. It's a household survival at risk with rising cost of fuel under the watch of Petroleum Regulatory Agency. They say inflation ruins a nation. Then NRA Commissioner General Gbenda pledges support to indigenous importers. Ministry of Internal Affairs discusses collaboration with Traders Council Executive. The Calabash newspaper say NRA Commissioner General invites mining companies to collaborate for seamless revenue generation. APC urges government to halt constitutional review process. West African journalists gain deep insight into Quest International University in Malaysia. Africell awards brand new car to first monthly winner in mega promotion. Then Asma James establishes Rice Radio 96.3 FM to amplify voices. Then I go to the other newspaper, Independent Observer, VIP in hot soup. Then I take another one, of course, the Voice of SALONE newspaper, Commonwealth to mediate between APC and SLPP governments. Then Kamarainba is alive and kicking. Another one say blackout engulfs Freetown. Other one say Lance Minister and others implicated over land corruption. We take another newspaper, one of the SALONE Compass. It says government is totally broke. Then more trouble for Bio and Co. When I go back to that, government is totally broke. It get other sub-headings them. It says no salaries for police, no rise for police, no money to pay contractors, no salaries for civil servants and others. Another one say sex workers increase, or sex workers raise fees. Then according to the Premier News, sex workers raise fees. Then the other one say accelerating Agenda 2030 depends on technology, quoting Dr. David Senge as a tell expert them. Then women with disability pleads for support to continue course in computer science. Women with disability pleads for support to continue course in computer science. Well, I picked it because it is surprising, because there's a policy that anybody with disability gets free scholarship in the first place. Then SALONE to stem maternal and child mortality. The Drone newspaper, lawyer Senge Mara questions results released by ECSL. Executive Director of CCYA urges government to prioritize disability issues. Then another one, we'll go to another newspaper, I think this is the last one, the open space. It says youth employment, President Bio's game changer. After 9 years production of fake e-passports, SALONE passport fails forensic test in Austria. Well, that we get for newspapers, but then the other one say, Candace says Samabanya is SLPP gem. So, what can I take on the newspapers this morning, ma?
Well, as one of the newspapers, I think the Calabash report about the establishment of Rise Radio by one of our colleagues, a female journalist, Asma James. I think very welcome news. I'm really happy that female journalists themselves don't go into invest inside the media business. You know, all this while investments into the media now most of the man journalists them don't invest, especially on newspaper business. Few days into electronic media, like the late Philip Neville and some others, then when a journalist, I need to talk about people already invest into the media, but journalists, them, where decide, say, they will put their money into media business and empower other young journalists, them.
Yeah. So
I want to say kudos to Asma James for this bold step for invest into the media business. All this while we don't say they manage real democracy. And now they eventually decide, say, if we get in your media house, you know. So now a bold step it take, and we hope that the introduction of Rise Radio, where you do now on Facebook page, you can see the announcements where you do. Well, they will really change the media landscape in the country, as according to the newspaper, I say this stuff will amplify
voices.
Yes, amplify voices.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
It will give everybody the platform. We deserve the platform for express themselves really, you know, because that's not the most important thing. If you establish a radio station, you therefore make sure say everybody gets equal opportunity.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I join you for congratulate Madam Asma James. I mean, for being another woman who don't invest in the media, because you get others actually. You get somebody like a silver blinding, we get Awareness Times newspaper, right? And you get some other media houses, them actually, where Sierra Leoneans, both home and abroad, including TDN, where women they put money into investing in the media. Not to everybody gets that courage day. So the one who get that kind of courage day, we want to say congratulations to them. We want to encourage them for being steadfast in the investment, knowing that when you invest, you don't receive the benefits immediately, but at least you are helping, in rebranding the media landscape of the country. So we wish her well in a new media exploit, and well, that is what we'll say. I will say on that. So you get another issue where if you say you can pick up.
This we not get detail of him, but I just the one that the reason why the APC they urge the constitutional review process for holds for
okay.
Stop.
So that's one of the issues that what we will talk about, and so except you want to talk about
that part of the issues they will get for wait and discuss, and later they will move on to the Ministry of Lands, Land Minister and others implicated for land. I think.
Yeah, not okay. Not okay. You get land issues that become very contentious to an extent that past and present ministers they face accusation of trying to take lands from people them, because the government is in a desperate situation for take land wherever the lands are. We don't see a situation where even private lands are now being referred to as state land, and so we really know. We want to know what constitutes a state land. Does a private land become state land overnight? Does a community land become state land overnight? Is it that somebody is taking advantage of other people because they get power and they have the might for take advantage over people? So this is a very serious situation, and in the next 4 or 5 years, land business could become very serious. Because you see the Ministry of Lands now, they take lands that they give to to government officials, they take land that they give to keke riders. Who's that other land that they come out? Who are you giving these lands? Are you preparing for what will happen with the next generation, whether we can't not be any land at all? For once the next generation, in the next 4, 5, 10 years, we begin to say one for buy land, they're not the land at all. Or so the land will become diamond.
And we also ask the question, the amount of acreage of land where some individual king.
Oh yes, you get a situation where someone get all the land they can think about. And you get man when are perpetual land grabbers, exactly. Where their own business is to just grab land. And they are doing it in connivance with certain people in high places. Maybe not even excluding the security forces, maybe not even excluding the court system and all of that. Maybe not even excluding certain prominent lawyers. So you see,
just a week one morning, he begin clear the bush there.
Oh yes, exactly.
And take possession of their land.
It's a serious matter.
A serious matter.
Yeah, serious matter.
If they can go grab land where belong to the, I remember that case there about 1 or 2 years ago. The Chief Justice will mark the family land. Then I wonder who that will left that.
Oh yes. Can you imagine? So it's a serious matter, really.
Could you imagine Justice well marked?
Yeah.
Self in family may be a victim of that issue. And that then one of the former Minister of Agriculture be involved.
Okay.
Yes.
That also that please.
The past one, I don't forget him.
Okay.
Now they all be involved for grab them, take their land and they claim say they buy land to somebody. But you don't go buy people land to possess.
When there's already an existing document
exactly.
for that particular piece of land, did you do due diligence? So it's a serious matter.
Yeah, serious matter.
Yes.
I think you also ask the question why this woman with disability for the acts for support.
Exactly. Because
you say there's a policy.
There's a policy that anybody who get disability, he already gets scholarship for pursue whatever level of education in Sierra Leone. There is a policy to that effect. So for this lady, the struggle for continue with education, then what has gone wrong with that policy? Even free healthcare. People with disability, they're supposed to get access to free medication. Now, whatever government hospital they go to, are they getting that? Perhaps we need to do a vox pop. Targeting the disabled community. Let them tell us about the constraints they are having in life. Let them tell us what are they getting from government. Let them tell us about the free healthcare. Are they able to access it? Are they able, to go to college without any hindrance? We want to know. We want to know the challenges, the success stories, and what's the problem. We want to know what are the way forward. But with disabled community, they need attention as a nation, right? And of course, not only the disabled community, but even with youth population who have been left on their own without access to any skills training and other kinds of things, where they resort into criminality, drug use, prostitution, and other and things that were not good for them and for the society.
A lot of tech voc institutions around. You get this Women's Vocational Institute.
Yeah.
You get all the ones, but they're really constrained.
Because
they get the necessary support.
Government is leaving them on their own. Government is leaving them on their own. And if government is leaving them on their own and they get for pay overhead cost, so they rent the rent place. So they get for pay them teachers, electricity, water supply, other things them. Where do you expect the administration of that institute for getting money? Now from the people's them. So obviously, who signed the administration for charge 10 years? They will charge 100 years. And it's about who can afford it. And the majority cannot. So therefore, they are left on their own. So that's the unfortunate situation. Government should pay attention. When you say free education, extend it to the tertiary institution as well for targets. That's what you read from that UNICEF report. You don't leave those young boys, whether at the ghetto, whether on the street, on their own. Cater for them. That's why I can always say it is government for the people. Government for the people. Government should be for the people, and whatever investment government make on the people, it is not for today even. It is for the development of the country and the future.
They really get for make their skills training center very attractive. Like one skills training center, we are always I don't they work with them, and are always so interested in their work. That now they be a foot college because now a group of them where they don't ever go school and they go learn how to do solar installation and they come back for give back to the communities them. You know, but for the past 5 years, they just left there on their own.
Yeah, they even sabotage the operation.
Could you imagine?
They even sabotage the operation. Are you hearing about them anymore, Dana?
I think recently they get support for do some training for few.
Enough. First time, any side going but barefoot women, and they get a whole place where they give them. Now they are not functioning well. Yes, they are being frustrated. They are being frustrated. So I think another topic there now, this is a very interesting one at the Premier News. It says sex workers raise fees. Hello?
Well, everybody they raise. Everything don't go for the country.
Oh, it don't go? Who must don't go?
Well, according to them, they raise the amount of them they ask for before.
I know.
So the customer they need for no say that amount of they pay they know to the same again. All things don't go.
I see.
You know.
I see.
This is a group of people and they get their customer base. You know, so they therefore inform they say when they come prepared.
Okay, so let me just this small for there. It said the mentor and mommy queen of a group of commercial workers at Lumley, Hawa Bangura, has told Premier News that their asking prices have gone up to the minimum of 70 leos from 30 leos. Because of the current economic hardship and the hike in prices of basic commodities. However, she maintained that their increased prices are negotiable. The top price.
Mr. Gbenda, why are you so interested in this topic?
So ascertain the fact to ascertain the fact about the change in price, Premier News reporter went on the ground to verify the increase in the minimum price asked for.
What? The Premier News reporter went undercover. Undercover
to verify the increase in the minimum price asked for by commercial sex workers by posing as a client on 2 separate occasions, at the said location. Posing as a client. But can you imagine from 30 years to 70 years?
You know what it is?
Can you imagine? That is so cheap. 30 years.
The mentor, what are the mentor?
No. The commercial sex workers, they are in an organized situation. For example, the Lumley,
mommy queen,
the mommy queen, that retired sex worker. In a retired sex worker, we got all the experiences, where sabi all the commercial sex workers there, where if anything happen to anyone, if they come in, for go defend them or whatever. So that in the coordinated affair.
What's happening with the money where gentlemen give them? They don't have to take their.
Oh, again commercial sex workers?
If you do it, they campaign them.
Well, I don't know whether I give the money,
What I say they want to take the out of.
Well, I don't know whether I give the money. It depends on whether I give the money, Diana. And to forgo give money to commercial sex workers there, it's not the best thing to do. Take them away from the commercial sex workers, from the commercial sex working, give them petty businesses, put them into vocational institutes, But you go surprised. You get graduates who are into commercial sex working. You get university students who are into this, Go to another for begin call, but go to the provinces
For
for instance.
30,000 years. For just 30,000
Oh,
years.
30,000 years, can you
And
imagine?
don't think about
Can you imagine?
the implications.
Oh yes, 30,000 years, 30,000 years, can you imagine? Now they say 70 years and it is negotiable. Say, but I give 40 years, but you know, say the country time and up. You know? They say, okay. And
I hope that they think about the health risk, you know.
so you have the highest prevalence rates of HIV/AIDS. It's reflected on commercial sex workers.
According to the
National AIDS Secretariat. This is according to data. It's not me sitting here and saying, right? According to data, official data, commercial sex workers then get the highest rate of HIV/AIDS because for most of them really who are just going into it, they don't care about condom. I mean, no, that's coming and I'm fine. And you pay
so
money.
you the clients also no care.
Some are foolish. Some are foolishness. Some are foolishness. For some are foolishness. You get most women. They're not used to condom. In fact, the men to put condom. They say, oh, one day man not use condom for me. The men are there like that. Who put to say? In fact, someone they put to say that it is religiously wrong for use condom.
But you know, go into this kind of activity. And you allow any man to sleep with you.
Oh, yeah, that is one. But you go see the you look at the picture. See, nice lady them. You see. So anyway, that is it for the newspapers. Can we go on to? Yeah, but really, can you imagine 30 years? But what is 30 years? That you can go and give your whole body to somebody you never know, and after that incident, you know will ever sabi against yourself.
And it's
but 30 years,
foolishness on the part of the man when they go. For 30 years.
So is it also foolishness on the part of the women?
Both of them, foolishness, pure foolishness.
Well, circumstances, circumstances, don't overrule the circumstances.
Foolishness.
Go around and see the girls. So they begin to do the work now. If they hide against them. They don't hide again. For them it is official. It is official.
It's very useful.
There is reports where police officers they go raid commercial sex workers them. When you don't give the money, they say pay. When you don't pay, say look on a corner. Can you imagine? Anyway, it's a very serious situation. Perhaps it goes beyond foolishness. It goes beyond foolishness. In other words, foolishness is not the actual issue. Yes. It's about the business. And this is age old. Age old. From generation to generation. Even in the Bible, there's reference to a commercial sex worker there. I don't know.
Mr. Gbenda, preach on.
Trouble. Trouble.
You are justifying this.
No, I am not justifying it. But imagine 30 years. 30 years. Oh my God.
And these journalists go make like say that. I hope say that they.
No, me say we don't go do such
the journalists no continue.
No, me. When I interview, we go interview commercial sex workers then. I ask them the question. Three of them. I said, what's your best day? They say your best day now it gets up to 10 man day.
Oh my God.
Then the other one he say in worst day now we get 3 or 4. They say because when you come out from the street you don't get them. Can you imagine? 10 men. And if you feel happy because of the money when you get 30 years times 10, for instance, how much would that be? 300 years, 10 man. Oh God, Papa God, let God push far because it's a very serious situation.
And just imagine 10 man they all go get sex with you.
Oh yes. You know,
they eventually get pregnant.
Oh yes. I asked the lady. I said, "Do you care about size?" He said, "I don't care. I just swallow everything."
Anyway.
Okay. Can you imagine?
Serious.
So then, and these are young girls who, at the end of the day, most of them offend themselves in Maridos. Because what they do now, Sunday, they just fine, they go to church. You go see woman, they dance, so they spirit even hold them. So, I don't go woman. Now married and so. But most of the commercial sex workers there, when they get married, they settle roots, when they take care of them, of course, then they forget about the past. But your past is very crucial.
Yeah.
Commercial sex working is nothing good. So I will encourage you not to be involved in it.
The old video there when we come out one time where It's so awful. It's so.
Okay, no, that is not be related to commercial sex workers and drug abuse. That be drug abuse. This be drug abuse. These are girls they go on chilling. They go on chilling. They go on chilling and they went sexual. You see, they went sexual.
To the extent that they put their foot into the
foot. They put a foot inside man vagina. Can you imagine that? That is very serious. You know. So anyway, what else can we say about that, Diana?
No, I think we need to move on. So we go talk about the planned protest action on September 11.
Oh yes, of course. And
by who?
By unknown people. Unknown people. As far as the police is concerned, they don't get to whoop more. They don't hear audio messages. They don't hear threats about a planned protest action on the 11th of September, which is just a few days along the line, right? And the police say they have not received any official request for police clearance, and so therefore no police clearance has been issued for any demonstration, peaceful or not. No police clearance has been issued, and we got law in SALONE where say you can protest, but then you have to go through the official requirements. One, writing a letter to the Inspector General of Police telling him about your intention to protest and possibly why you want for protest, the routes where you want for take for do this protest, how you want for do them, who are going to be involved, and all of that. That is to prepare the police so that one, the police know that there's going to be a protest action. Two, the police will put measures in place for ensure say it is controlled.
When last we don't get a protest like that, so we're managed by the police?
Well, except for a few, as I know, under the APC regime, for instance, where people wanted to well, can we call that a demonstration of, because you know, if people that come out in support of something, for example, when they sack Chief Samsumana, people were brought in from the provinces, they come at the streets, they say they come support the decision. Police gave them clearance.
To support the decision on that? To
support the decision for sack the vice president. Even when the courts give ruling in favor of the then regime, people came out to support, and the police were there. But when the lawyers them say we self want for protest against this decision, some of them were locked up. And even when because there was a kind of counter demonstration, when they were come out in favor of the decision to sack the vice president, they were given police protection and they were allowed to go about. But the one that even were going to the US embassy, say we are going to show placards for say we are against this. They send trucks of police officers there for go drag them away. If some were even arrested.
So any protest or demonstration again for be in line with what?
Oh yes, that is the situation. Because you know me, for one, Diana, I not support protest action in SALONE. I not support protest action because the potential for people to die is very liable.
Yeah.
Right? And the country is divided. When you say protest action, it should be popular protest, where everybody across the country they support.
Yes,
but if just few, for example, look the August the last protest action will take place. Now just few places: Freetown, Makeni, Magboka, Poloko. Was it Poloko? Yes, Poloko. They even born some government bosses that day. I mean, you know, Tobo and other places there. Why not in the south? Why not in Kono? Why not in Kenema in the east? So you see,
even when issues that were concerned, when of great concern to Sierra Leoneans, there are still division when it comes to protest. You know, Sierra Leoneans they don't reach that peak rate for realizing this we all get for be united. This is a cause where we get for faith.
So you together. See, the unfortunate side of it is that with politicians, they still take advantage of old laws. This 1965 Public Order Act. 1965, we were not even born. We were not even born, Diana. 1965, now the law, now there is still the use for prevent people for exercise their democratic right. Because to demonstrate, to protest is a democratic citizen's right. We are being deprived of that right by the force of arm. And when you do that, you then increase the anger level. And you then make the possibility for the spontaneous protest action take place where the police don't go for control. So let the people demonstrate, but let it be peaceful. Let there be no hidden intention for saying, "Madam must go, Madam must go." That kind of demonstration they did, and I will not support this kind of demonstration. Because one, there is no justification for call for the president for go. Secondly, there is no justification for even throw one great stone, or there is no justification for letting you disrupt other people in their business. Say shopping for open, but you cannot apply the goods. This is unacceptable. So,
whatever way, it has to be civil.
Oh yes, it has to be civil, but the potential for the people that die.
Yeah.
You get people that were still in a jail for protest actions. They are still in jail for that. So for me, one thing Wamiki always say, it is not about who is in power, be you the president or the political party. It is about the result. It is about the result. You talk about Ghana, where people really demonstrate, but the police are able to manage them properly. But here, because of the heavily politicization of the state entities, you can't expect that kind of reaction we get from Ghana. So that's the situation, Ghana. And so that is why I say it is about Sierra Leone. Let we left for allow politicians therefore come with fake promises and campaign manifestos. We need a national development agenda which should go through the House of Parliament and become law. So if you become president, you have an agenda to follow, which is law. Not the fake promises.
Yeah.
So let's take
move on to the constitutional review process, where the All People's Congress Party understands they pull a press statement to the effect that they urge the government for whole term.
But you mean? Yeah, go on, please.
I should say the entire press statement. I don't know if you get a copy of it.
No. I will just speak to the issues, right? I will just speak to the issues, and let me see. The press statement I will come with later. But what me go immediately say is that, as far as I am concerned, speaking for myself, right? And I know my voice, it represents those of thousands of others across the country. All what we need right now is the review of our national constitution. It is long overdue, and as far as I am concerned, it is not a political matter. It is not a political matter. So the APC should keep quiet when it comes to talking about the review of the constitution. They had all the privilege. 11 years down the road, they had all the privilege to review the constitution. They lied to us. They lied to us that they will review the constitution. They did not. And now, they say, you will halt the process because of this. No. It is about the people of Sierra Leone, not about APC or SLPP. And now, the process of reviewing the constitution, as far as me concerned, it is timely.
But I think the late Justice Edmond Cowan, the chair of the constitutional review process.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they started.
The process started under the past regime. Was it concluded? No. It is a shame to start something and not complete it. It is a shame, a big shame, Diana. It's a shame.
The process in fact, may be completed, but they're not implementing the recommendations.
That is what I am talking about, Diana. Government came out with a white paper, right, and accept some of the things then where the review committee recommend. Some others that were in fact very, very important, they were left out. But apart from that, after they released that white paper, they not ever take the next steps for them to get a new constitution. Right? It is like beginning the Hill Court Road, for instance. The import control started under the past regime. They did not finish it. Until this regime come, they can't finish them. The hillside bypass road, they started it, they don't finish them. When you start something there now, don't wait and say, when I come back the next time and they can't finish them. In governance, when you start a project, finish it. So not to now, where they want for kickstart the process, you never say the ongoing
project. The road construction and
it should have been ended. It should have been ended. It's not an ongoing project. They've not done now. The money was there. Everything was there, Diana.
We all areas have been affected.
No, Diana. Everything was there. Everything was there for the project. For the project start and done. Why you not finish up? Better that.
Not all the resources were available.
Everything was available, Diana. Everything was available. It was just about finishing it. Who was responsible?
Maybe the company failing their own duty for
so, who are responsible for monitoring the company, Diana?
Well, that's not the
who are responsible? I go give that kind of important road they first to them too. How? Second important road, I can give it to them too. If the Chinese man that they give that, for example, they don't know that what they follow.
So when they talk about local content,
it is local content is something we should work towards, Diana. Not when it's come to mega project like that, right? We don't pass that stage. So what you mean to say is that APC not get any justification for talk about the constitutional review process, whether they for whole term, whether they say no. I am totally against them because they had the opportunity to do it right. They lied to us. I mean, no. So not to now when the process one for kick up. The other thing, we are going to be very watchful. We are going to be very watchful. There is a committee that is going to be put in place. We are going to vet each and every person where they appoint for go into that committee. We will not allow the committee for them to turn them to like how they turn ECSL. For go put the young man in there. We are not going to accept that, Diana. Right? What you will do, Diana? We are going to demonstrate. Me, I will demonstrate.
You will lead the team.
No, I will lead the team to demonstrate. Not to say, now placards will they use there now. When they go from one place with my play. We get the media. When they work on a street FO, I will be that person for facilitate that kind of demonstration. Right? For say, we are not going to accept anything, for instance. We go allow a situation, they go review constitution, they put the third term for president. It's not possible, Diana. It's not possible. So the review of the constitution should be in the very best interest of the country. I want a constitution where they say the Speaker of Parliament not for come out from APC, it not for come out from SAPP. It will be a retired judge as it used to be. We want a constitution where they make clear how to appoint the Inspector General of Police. So the Inspector General of Police not going to be stooge. Right?
Like the ACC Commissioner.
The ACC Commissioner. We don't want the ACC Commissioner when a party man. We don't want that, Diana. Right? So anything where they're in the best interest of the people, I will support. But anything where they try to undermine the peace and quiet of the nation by tampering with the constitution for political gain, Diana, we will expose it big time because it is not about APC, it is not about SAPP, it's about the Republic of Sierra Leone. Anything short of that, we will not accept. If you want to review the constitution, do it in the best interest of the country, or you left from where you did so. Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse.
This is a clear message.
It's a clear message. Don't make it worse.
Not on time.
Don't make. Oh, no. It will be foolish for anybody even think about that, Diana.
Okay, let's wait and see you.
So that is it. So APC, like I say, should keep quiet when it comes to issues about the constitution.
According to Theophilus,
they had the opportunity. They had 11 years, 11 good years. They had the opportunity, and as Koma made it his #1 campaign promise that when I come, the first thing I will do is to review the constitution, and he even lied to us, the journalists, that he will expunge the seditious libel. He failed. Hey, bro.
So,
don't tell me the life with now.
On that note, we move on now to the GST on mobile money transfer. It's going to be effective on the 15th of September 15th of September, that's going to be next week Friday, on the 15th of September, the mobile companies, Orange, don't send text message to all the customers. They don't notify them, they don't inform them, say 15% will be deducted from any mobile money transaction when you do. It's a serious issue. Already they get the charges they want to deduct for any transaction when you do. It depends on the amount when you deduct, when you transfer or you withdraw, when they deduct charges them, which is very clear. They get the information list when you watch, where you will see exactly the amount of charges them when they deduct. Now it's going to be added 15% GST. Serious.
So, not to just Orange send that message to.
Well, me not the other.
Official 2.
I see.
Yes.
From Orange.
Official 2. No, I just make fun. Let the public know for say this is not just an Orange thing.
Okay.
Official 2. That's in fact, let me go and read it right away. This is coming right from Official. It is on the screen. You can see it on the screen. It says, "Dear valued customer, please note that in compliance with the new Finance Act, all our Orange money fees will be updated to reflect GST. This will come into effect on 15th September 2023. Let me read that again. Dear valued customer, please note that in compliance with the new Finance Act, all our Orange money fees will be updated to reflect GST. This will come into effect on 15th September 2023. So this is already a very controversial subject matter, because the Director General was on radio this morning, and he was talking about this particular increase or this particular GST. If they say it is not going to affect we, the customers,
Who is it going to affect?
it say it will come out from the fees where Orange or where the mobile phone companies they charge for transfer. That's what he said. So it is very simple to prove. If on the 15th me go transfer money or they transfer money to me, and not for say normally they charge, for instance, 10 euros. They are going to say, they don't go to 15 euros, so they don't go to 20 euros. So then I know that the NRA Commissioner General lied to us.
So you will wait and see.
We have to wait and see.
For me, I know what if it is waiting. I know what they on this GST.
No, it is a matter of wait and see.
Mr. Gbenda,
it is the word of the companies versus that of the NRA Director General. We want to make name. So where income against all the money government, because right now the government is economically strangulated. And this guy what they call also na NRA. Now the guy is where we put one video message. He said this papa not to the SAPP. He said not to the. He said this papa. I don't know if you remember that. He said this are the papa SAPP. Now power so now. These are the papa, and in one of the papa SAPP guys there. So as far as he is concerned, it is all about the government. It not care. Whether the effects come on the people them. Already he is on record of raising huge tax revenue from the government. Just few months where it take over. After about two months where it took over, it don't show say yes again. But that by enforcing that all tax windows are exploited, including this and this one. Now according to the Finance Act, and civil society organizations,
so they already exist, but they're not really implemented.
They're not really implementer.
They decide not for implementer when the situation, the economic situation almost.
Well, exactly.
So how you would do that? How you can implement this particular
so, none of them will even say,
like they
will even ask civil society organizations, they will even ask the president not for sign this act here.
Hey.
They even ask president, say this act, even the importers them. They ask president, they say, please don't sign this act. If you sign this act here, it will make life unbearable for the people. And when life becomes too unbearable for the people, it puts the security of the state at great risk.
And President Bio not listen to all levels.
No. President Bio is not listening to that. He's not listening to that. As far as he is concerned, I mean, but if the man sit down, under in watchful eyes, they put subsidies on fuel. It's not say they watch, go one. They put subsidies. It's done. Fuel go to 30 years. Then I think he's a heartless guy. He's heartless. As far as I can put it, that's heartlessness. Because you forget about the effects on the people.
Exactly.
And you are father of the nation. You are father of the nation, bro, my friend.
If they in sympathy with the citizens,
Oh yes.
if always sympathize with them,
Oh yes.
This particular time,
You see,
go buy one plate rice. They don't go. Let's not go. We don't go.
now you talk about you say don't go up.
Don't be commercial sex worker. From 30,000 to 70,000.
Yeah, that is.
I forget to advise them, and they will say you pay 70,000. Now for control yourself, because we not going to consider giving a streets. When they ask what you are giving for, you say for that day for, you don't want to enjoy, you don't want to pay.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody say before I go rape, I go find commercial sex worker, I give me 30 grand.
But the price don't go up now.
The price don't go up, but you negotiate. But me, they encourage man them. The best way to go is not to go after commercial sex workers.
At all.
You have to be responsible, have your person. Don't go after commercial sex worker because you get risk for contact HIV/AIDS. It's not good for you. And you married man, you get away from the house. You go back with commercial sex worker. Because most of the men when they go out with commercial sex worker, they're not about man.
I think what if I tell them protect yourself?
Don't go after them.
Protect yourself.
Don't go after commercial sex worker.
And for nothing they will go. So just protect yourself.
Well, that is what I would say, Dana.
So we move on now to the rumors when we circulate on social media about the death of Mohammed Kamarainba, the leader of the Alliance Democratic Movement.
Oh yes. Unfortunately, he's a convict now. The court will not find him guilty, whether rightfully or not. I'm not in a position to say. But what they say is that his matter was treated differently. For many other matters, then what would they see? They go before the courts because one is a bailable offense. They don't ever grant a bail, as if I kill a man kill. People say where they face murder charges, they got the bail.
You know,
right?
Why they were very outspoken.
Oh yes.
You know they forget for them.
Oh yes.
The president the only thing when I like to go on TV and talk about.
Oh yes. Just like me.
Yeah.
Just like me.
So it was a target to them.
Yeah.
You know.
But then they say not a political detainee because they fell for charge in a way where politics are not to do. But we'll never say some lot of political undertone on that game take place. So anyway,
for silent that voice day.
So the fact of the matter is that Mohammed Kamarainba is alive.
He's alive. According to the Ministry of Information, they say he's alive and he's healthy. How can you say someone is healthy?
Well, it's a lie for saying the man is healthy.
Exactly.
Because even now,
very misleading.
My own information is that the man is in hospital.
Yeah, cannot.
And that I don't know that I don't know if that cannot
be.
I don't know if that cannot be.
According to the PRO,
oh, he said it?
Yeah, then I cannot.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, in fact, even disclosing who signed the mandate is not too good for security.
It's secure. Because slash I verify team go there and they're not able to access there because of the security.
Oh, they're not able to get access?
Yes.
You mean they're not able to get access to them?
Yes, that's the one way because the police presence there outside.
Yeah, but why they don't make the mass here? So it means you don't get access to guests, to visitation?
Well, just imagine.
But not fair. But what you mean is that Mohammed Kamarainba don't go to the hospital even before the election. And he's still there because doctors them once say if they're under intensive care.
Yeah.
So if let somebody lie say the man healthy, I mean, and now make you see, the other time one time lie, you vex. I mean, then now when somebody lies, say it. You don't tell what they accept lies. Enough is enough. No more lies. I mean, we really accept any more lies. I mean, So anyway, that is the fact. Mama Kamarainba is alive, not dead. He has not filed in an appeal. I don't know whether he still get time for that. And I know that his health.
We thought he could be advised by a lawyer.
Yes, I know that his because perhaps. Dana, look the way they treat the man in matter. They not even got a bail. So whose courage you get for appeal?
Exactly.
Whose courage you get? Now the APC decide say, we're not gonna cut if we're gonna cut them for nothing. I mean, So same like Kamarainba. He said, no, that's the point. That's the point. That's the point. So anyway, the fact of the matter is that he is alive, but not in a good state of health. Otherwise, he should not be in the hospital perpetually.
So we move on. New U.S. ambassador gets in today. The outgoing ambassador, I think, go left on the lead.
Oh yes, the now we call her now outgone ambassador because he has left the shores of Sierra Leone a few days ago, and according to the report, he did not even go to bid farewell to President Bio. And this is a very, very serious diplomatic matter. Because normally, when a new diplomat comes, if we go present in letters of credential to the president, and when he left, if we go bid farewell to the president, and if the president appreciates him, they can even make send-off party for him. But in this case, they say the former US ambassador, it does go Mongbe, Sahr. So the fact say it goes Sahr without going through the normal diplomatic protocols, it is very possible that this new ambassador will also go to President Bio for him to go present a credential. But so let us see how that will happen. And if that happens, I will ask, what is the new US ambassador doing in our country? If you cannot go to the sitting president and present your letter of credential, right? Otherwise, okay, we are not going to send in a new ambassador until the dust is settled. That is what I will have done, right? But for bring come in a new ambassador, for take over from an ambassador, when they will go bid farewell to a president.
So you really expect him to go bid farewell to president?
Well, so that is
after the man don't talk Sahr one. We all know the country oversee the statement they come up from the Minister of Information, the Chief Minister, and you expect her when you go say that go be said or go tell the.
Yes, Dana, I was expecting that because one, in the interview of the US ambassador, they asked her, so does that mean we will not recognize President Bio? I said, of course we recognize him. He even said many things good about the vice president. He said, we are not going to congratulate him. Even recently, the Minister of Foreign Affairs got an inaugural meeting with diplomats there. The US government was there, the US ambassador was there, the British High Commissioner was there. So what was wrong about going to meet President Bio? Now I have the opportunity to tell him in his face.
Well, you may go with the opinion that this last president is not for me. In fact, go see president because you're not supposed to congratulate him. So likewise, if they make the ambassador go, you don't go sit down before President Bio without congratulating.
No.
Why those circumstances they be here for think twice?
No, Dana. The ambassador in going to President Bio, not to go congratulate him. I will be farewell.
Okay.
But tell us, Pa, our position stands.
Okay, very quick. Let's move. The AGM of Slash Association kicks off today in Kenema.
Oh yes, unfortunately we are not there, Diana.
Yes,
why are you not there, Diana?
Well, so many reasons.
So many reasons. One.
Yeah, well, I don't want to disclose them, but I know say everything is going well. I only communicate with one of the executive, and most of the SLAG members they left this morning for Gbenda, and the opening session will kick off this afternoon. It's a 1.5 day event. We wish them well. We had them with them, and we will follow up. Yes.
But for say everything is going well, I think that is very unfair.
Yes. The planning for the AGM is going well. Why you say very unfair?
They are economically strangulated.
Well,
financially strangulated, Diana. They are financially strangulated to an extent.
I am not aware of that.
I am aware. I am aware. I am even aware that. Even the subvention where SLAG forgets, they not get them. They not give them the subvention. They don't give them the subvention.
The government do not get money right now.
Well, government don't give commitment. Say every year they will give subvention to SLAG. Why lie to SLAG? Why lie to SLAG to understand that SLAG has to go begging?
Understand? Say now salary not for police, money not there. So SLAG get for wait until money come.
No, but it is unfair. Why promise? Why make the promise? So now SLAG get for go big. Look list of the donations. Judiciary of Sierra Leone gives SLAG 5 million. NASIT gives SLAG 10 million. Mercury International gives SLAG 25 million. GT Bank gives SLAG 15 million. Irish League of Credit Union Foundation gives SLAG 1 million or 1,000 euros. And then HIV/AIDS Secretariat, they donated 1,500. Bank of Sierra Leone gave 15 million. AfriCell gave 20 million, totaling 92,500 millions or 92,500 olions. Understand? SLAG had to go begging. If SLAG forget that subvention, there was no need for the SLAG go begging, Diana. Understand? And imagine, SLAG annual general meetings, it can normally take 3 days. Now 1 day and a half. Even the white tie, now the white tie or black tie, patriotic you get. I mean, so I cannot say everything went well, unfortunately, and it's the first time it is happening. And it's happening at a time where SLAG supposed to get subvention from the government. Why is it that the government lied to us again? Why? It's a lie. You promised me say you can do subvention. You don't give subvention.
All I say the government constrained financially.
No, but you don't make commitment.
They're not only constrained.
You don't make commitment.
They are constrained.
Well, I never accept that.
They suffer from
it's not fair.
So SLAG still go through that.
It's not fair.
Therefore, wait a little bit and give them.
Hear you. That's what you say.
Of course. We need to be patient with each other. Financially constrained.
Okay.
No, so we'll come to the end of the program.
No, let's talk about that, please. That's
okay.
too late for them problem.
Oh my God.
Let's go to it.
Yes, okay. It's unfortunate, very sad for report this incident where happened at Putloko. That
actually, Putloko Highway.
Okay, Putloko Highway.
I noticed at the top.
A taxi. I don't really know how to put it, but it's a man-made disaster.
Yeah, Tijango.
Man-made disaster.
Yes, of course.
This
Chicago
followed Pantabis taxi.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, over 3 people had lost their lives.
Exactly.
Sad.
And exactly. So this happened in a way where somebody they cut a palm tree along the streets without even doing anything for control. Who side the stick go for them? This protocol they come. This stick said they come. They come back and bubble. Can you imagine? People died. But unfortunately for professional reasons, we don't show the dead body there. But the driver died. All the passengers that were inside the taxi died. I see one of my inside the taxi, the driver affected the pull and the holla, will help me. And the stick for the right part tap the motorcar. So it's a very sad thing. As far as me concerned, and I don't know what you think, but for me, it's manslaughter. Now manslaughter.
I will refuse to comment on this, until the police profile charges them.
The evidence is there. The evidence is there that now somebody with a cut stick when they close to the street and the stick come out, it can for them and kill people.
You therefore consider saying as this Antigua because they close to tick. If you don't close to tick, there's a compound very close to me where they get tick. The one they want for tick, they get rope when they tie. Because you know, say if the slightest mistake they make, it will come over to a place and it will damage the window there. So I don't know how they go about for this.
So somebody
don't say this is a highway. Vehicles that they pass.
That is why
vehicles picking it today around the plane.
That is why somebody has to take responsibility. Yes. Somebody has to go to jail for that. Somebody should go to jail for that, Dana. So it sends a clear message. In fact, in civilized countries, yes, the problem go to cut stick.
That's all.
There are procedures for that. Yeah. But you don't go cut stick. Stick go for no part people them. They kill them. Somebody because not to murder because it's not intentional. You know they think say well you cut this sticker so it's going to kill people them. Right? But because people then die as a result of that foolishness will take place, somebody should take responsibility, and as far as me concerned, those behind it should be charged for manslaughter and they should go to jail for that.
Well, that's how we go kind to the end of the program. Salone Talk on TDN Africa. I want to say plenty thank you to you who joined me from the start of the program to the end. Have a beautiful weekend. Join me again on Monday.
And me and Theophilus Gbenda, they say thank you to you now. We wish you a very happy, pleasant weekend. Please stay out of violence. It doesn't make any sense. Then try to be a patriotic citizen. For those in authority, please be serious about running the affairs of the states. Thank you to the technical man, Tijan Bangura, for making it easy for us to come to you. And please be our fan. Go to our Facebook page, TDN Africa Media, and then like our TCD, subscribe and share. Me, not Theophilus Gbenda.